vibrator. It doesn't come with a vibrator. Nice one, Dave. Hi, it's Dave here at 𝐏𝐸. Thanks very much for tuning in. Just to quickly let you know, this is a roundup review, which means I'm going to talk about quite a few products in brief. However, each of these products does have its own separate review, so if you want loads of information, check below for the links and watch those. But if you just want a quick overview and my recommendations, carry on here. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is the projector stand by Vamvo, and I am giving it a full 5 stars out of 5. Just have a quick look at it and I'll tell you why. So starting with sturdiness and will it break? It's pretty sturdy, it's made of metal, it feels sturdy, it looks sturdy, it's got a bit of a rattle to it but nothing more than that, so I would say it's good from that point of view. It looks decent. If the look of your projector stand matters to you, this is definitely an option because it's one of the more attractive projector stands out there, in my opinion. Ease of setting up, that's very easy. It comes in 2 parts, you just screw them together and you are good to go. Maximum height is 45 inches. This is not fully extended at the moment, but when it is, it's 45 inches. That's about average, so it's a perfectly decent maximum height, and its minimum height, which is this configuration, is just about 16 inches, which is really quite small. Its weight is another strong point. It's just 1.1 kilograms, which is 2.4 pounds, and that is about as light as you will find in a projector stand. The reason for that is it's made of aluminium and plastic, and they just don't weigh very much. What that means is it's very, very portable. It weighs nothing, it collapses down to even smaller than you're looking at here, and part of the reason for that is because this platform folds like this. So it folds up really small and it's very easy to move around. The type of platform connector it has, and by that I mean how does the stand attach to the platform, and the answer in this case is an industry standard 3/8 of an inch screw head. So that means that you can use this stand with other audio-visual kit if you want, things like cameras, loudspeakers, lights, that kind of thing. The platform itself, pros and cons. On a good side, it folds up, it's got a lip all the way around it, so it will keep your stuff in place, and it's a reasonable size. It will certainly fit any kind of domestic projector on there. On a slight negative, it doesn't have the best rigidity because of this join on the plastic, so it will bend a little bit. I don't consider that a really big problem, but some people hate it, so you do need to bear that in mind. Oh, also, it doesn't come with a vibration reducing mat or an elastic strap to hold the projector on. Most stands do, this doesn't. It's just a minor inconvenience, but it's something to be aware of. And a final point is it doesn't tilt. Not that many projector stands do, but a few do, and again, if that's something that's important to you, you need to be aware of it. So in summary, this is a strong general recommendation, although it's a specific recommendation if you want portability. It folds up super small, it's very, very light, so if you need to move your stand around a lot, this is almost certainly the one for you. However, I would recommend it to anyone who just needs a light to medium weight projector stand. If you want to know the current price of this stand, just check for the link below. This is the stand by 𝐏𝐸, and I'm giving it 4.9 stars out of 5. It's virtually identical to the stand by Vamvo. I'm just giving it a 0.1 drop in stars because it's actually not currently available on Amazon, and I'm not sure when it's going to come back. However, it does also have some minor differences to the Vamvo stand, so I may as well run through those for you. Okay, so sturdiness and breakability. It's really sturdy, it actually rattles less than the Vamvo, and it's got a sturdier platform, so it's really good from that point of view. It looks really good. I would suggest this is arguably the most aesthetically pleasing projector stand out there. Ease of setting up, it comes in just 2 parts, so you screw the platform onto the stand, it's very, very easy to set up. It has a maximum height of 45 inches, which is about average, and a minimum height of 16 inches when it's set up like this, which is really small, so that's occasionally useful. It weighs about 2.1 kilograms, which is about 4.6 pounds, which is kind of average. Portability wise, the stand folds up smaller than this. This, however, is just one piece of metal, so it folds up quite small, but not tiny, and weight wise, like I said, it's kind of average, so it's okay from a portability point of view. The type of platform connector it has, which means how the stand connects to the platform, and the answer in this case is that it's a screw, but slightly strangely it's not an industry standard size screw head, so you can put this platform on here but you won't be able to use it with anything else. The platform itself is just this one piece of metal. On a good point, that means that it's completely rigid. Your projector won't sink down in any of the corners, and it has this lip all the way around the side, so your projector's not going to fall off. Also, it comes with a rubber mat like that and an elastic strap like that. The mat reduces noise from vibrations, and the strap will hold your projector in place. Oh, and final point, with regards to whether or not it tilts, that's a negative with this stand, so if you need a stand that tilts, this is not the one for you. In summary, like the previously referenced Vamvo stand, which I think comes out of the same factory, this is a strong general recommendation. Compared to Vamvo, it loses ground a little bit with regards to portability. It doesn't fold up as small and it's not as light. On the other hand, it gets better sturdiness and platform rigidity for the same reasons that it loses the portability. So if that kind of thing matters more to you, this is actually a stronger recommendation. If you want to know the current price of this stand, look at the links below. This is the projector stand by Eliphas, and I'm giving it a 4.5 stars out of 5. It's a great budget stand with excellent portability. It's just maybe a little bit basic. So let's run through these specific points. Sturdiness and will it break? Well, it's pretty sturdy. It doesn't look too sturdy, but it actually is. If you extend it to full size, it kind of rattles around a little bit, but it's definitely not going to collapse on you, and there are basically no working parts, so nothing's going to break. It looks decent. Again, it looks kind of basic, but in a fairly smart kind of way, I would argue. So if you're bothered about the aesthetics, this is definitely an option. It's very easy to set up. It comes in just two parts. You screw the platform into place and you're good to go, so it hardly gets any easier than that. It has a maximum height when it's all set up of 46 inches, which is about average, and a minimum height, which is this configuration here, of just 14 inches, which is about as small as it gets. It weighs 1.1 kilograms, which is about 2.4 pounds, and that is about as light as a projector stand gets, so that's a good thing if that's what you're looking for. And it is super portable. The central stand collapses even smaller than it looks here, and the platform is really quite small and light. So add that to the fact that the overall weight is minimal and you're left with a very, very portable projector stand. The type of platform connector it has, by which I mean how does the stand connect to the platform, it's just a screw, and it's a 3/8 of an inch screw, which is a industry standard, and it means that you'll be able to use this stand to put cameras, lights, loudspeakers and other audio visual equipment on here if you wanted to. The platform is made of one solid piece of metal, so it's good in terms of rigidity. It has this lip all the way around it, so it will hold your projector in place. It comes with this foam mat to reduce vibrations and therefore noise, and it also comes with two elastic straps to hold the projector in place. The only negatives of this platform are that it's a bit small, but realistically it's still big enough to hold any kind of domestic projector, and it doesn't fold up. It also doesn't tilt, this platform. A lot of stands don't, but some do, so if tilting matters to you, this is not the one to buy. In summary, this is the best value for money stand on this list. It does everything it needs to, and it's cheaper than pretty much all of the competition. It's just a little bit small, it's a little bit rickety, but if you don't mind that kind of thing, this is actually the one that I would recommend you buy. If you want to know the current price of this stand, just look for the link below. This enormous beast is the 𝐈𝐿 USA tripod projector stand, and I'm giving it a 4.5 stars out of 5. It's a really good stand. It's not the best on this list, but it is a category leader. So if you need a stand that is really large and very sturdy, this is the number one. Okay, let me break it down for you a bit. So, starting with sturdiness and will it break? Well, it is extremely sturdy. These are enormous legs, everything's made out of metal, apart from the top, which is some very tough plastic. There is not much in the way of working parts, and what there are all very heavy duty too, so it's not going to break on you. It looks okay. It looks functional. Again, if you want something that looks like it's not going to break, this is definitely what you want. It's perhaps not exactly easy on the eye though. Ease of setting up. Well, that is a negative. It actually took me about 20 minutes just to set this up because you have to screw various things together. So if you want something super quick and easy to use, this is not a great option, but if you invest the time, that's, you end up with a very sturdy product. I'm probably going to stay sturdy a few more times in this mini review. Maximum height. When it's all set up, it is 51 inches tall, which is not the biggest on the market, but it is going in that direction, so it's quite a tall stand. Its minimum height, which is how it is here, which I'm going to struggle to even get on camera, is 28 inches, which is pretty substantial. This is not a stand to use in a small place. Its weight is 3.2 kilograms, or about 7 pounds, which again is getting towards the heavy end of the spectrum for a tripod projector stand. So when it comes to portability, this is where this stand really falls down. This is not something you can easily move around. It's going to take you quite a while to take it down, take quite a while to put it back up again, and it's going to take up some space when you're shifting it around and weigh a fair bit. The type of platform connector it has, by which I mean how does the stand connect to the platform? Well, it's a completely proprietary setup here. There's no standard size screw. It's something they've made up, which means it's very securely in place, but you're not going to be putting any other kit on top of this stand. It just works with this platform. So the platform itself is absolutely enormous. It's by far and away the biggest platform you're going to see on any tripod projector stand. You could fit about 3 standard domestic projectors on here. Some people on Amazon reviews are actually moaning about the size of it, and I do understand why, but if you want a big one, this is the one to go with. It's made of plastic and it does flex a little bit, but it's pretty rigid. I can't really see you having a problem with that. It has a lip round the edge, which is small, but probably big enough that if you accidentally knock this, the projector will probably stay on top of it. It doesn't come with a mat to reduce vibration noise, and it doesn't come with any straps, just so you know. Tilting. So this platform does tilt, and this is a really strong aspect of this stand. You undo a couple of the screws there, you can then tilt it to just about any angle that you want, and when you screw it back up again, that tilt will stay locked in place for absolute certain. So in summary, this is the best in class for both sturdiness and in fact for having a tilting platform, because it works brilliantly. It's not small, light or easily movable, but if you don't want those things, this is the stand that you should choose. If you want to know the current price of this stand, just look for the link below. This projector stand, which is so enormous I can't really get it on camera, is by Mount It, and I'm giving it 4 stars out of 5, so pretty respectable. It goes kind of in the same subcategory as the 𝐈𝐿 projector stand, in the sense that it is really tall and kind of heavyweight. But it's not quite as good as the 𝐈𝐿 one because it has platform and portability issues. Okay, so let me break it down for you. In terms of sturdiness and whether or not it will break, this again is super sturdy. It's really, really thick, made of metal almost in its entirety, and there's nothing on here that is lightweight or is going to break ever, I don't think. It looks fine. It's just like a huge chunk of black metal, essentially. Let me just show you the bottom end of it. That looks like that. So if you want a big hunk of black metal as a projector stand, this looks fine. Ease of setting up. I actually struggled because I struggled to get a screw through the setup at the top here, but that was probably just a slight manufacturing imperfection. It does take a bit of time to set this up. You have to do some building of it, but probably just about 10 minutes on average, I would say. Maximum height. Well, this is where this particular stand really wins. It goes up to a maximum height of 64 inches, which I'm about 6'2", and it ends up about here when it's fully set up. It's enormous. On the other hand, its minimum height is about 45 inches, which is about the same as most projector stands achieve at their maximum height. That's why I can't get it on camera, and consequently, if you need to use a stand in any kind of limited space, or if you just don't want it to be very high up, you definitely do not want to buy this one. It weighs in at a huge 4.2 kilograms, which is about 10 pounds, and by projector stand standards, that is a lot of weight. You do not want to be carrying this around with you. I've been standing here talking about it for about 2 minutes now, and my arms are starting to get tired. Which brings me on to portability. You cannot use this stand if you want to move it around very much. It takes time to put down and put up. It is very heavy and it's very large. It doesn't have any kind of portability going for it. The type of platform connector it has, by which I mean how does the stand attach to the platform, it's like a proprietary setup where you have to screw it into place. You will not be able to use any other equipment with this stand, just this platform. Speaking of the platform is made of one piece of metal, so it's got excellent rigidity. For some reason, it doesn't have a lip round it, just a little bit at the bottom. Perhaps because this wasn't maybe made just to be a projector stand. I'm not sure, but it's you would have to look out for that if you put a projector on top of here. It doesn't come with a mat to reduce vibrations, and it doesn't come with a strap to hold the projector in place as most stands do, so you do need to be aware of those things. On a plus point, however, this mechanism allows for it to tilt to a fairly significant angle, and unlike some tilting mechanisms, this works. So when you set it in a particular position and put even quite a heavy projector on top of there, it's not going to accidentally tilt the projector off. So in summary, if you need a super tall stand, this is the one for you. If you need a heavyweight stand, you probably need to look at the pile projector stand first, but this would be a decent secondary option. Aside from that though, there are probably better options out there. If you want to know the current price of this stand, just check for the link below. This is the projector stand by 𝐏𝐲𝐥𝐞, and I'm afraid I can only give it 2 stars out of 5. That's because it has one major problem caused by the fact that it's kind of only pretending to be a projector stand. So I'll go through the normal list, but I'm going to start at the end with the tilting mechanism because that's the problem here. So it has a tilting mechanism, but it's so weak you can't rely on it to actually hold a projector in place if you've got the platform at an angle. If you want to see that being demonstrated, then have a look at the full single product review of the 𝐏𝐲𝐥𝐞 stand. But if you don't have the time to do that, just take my word for it. If you put a heavy projector on top of here, the mechanism might tilt accidentally and throw the projector off. So let's now just go through the rest of the list so you can have all the information. Sturdiness and will it break? Well, apart from that one problem, it is actually quite sturdy. It's made of fairly thick materials and I don't really see anything else breaking. It looks okay. It's not the most beautiful projector stand, but it's aesthetically fine, so that's no problem. Ease of setting up. It comes in a few bits and pieces, so you do have to set it up, but that wasn't too difficult, just took a few minutes, so it's kind of mid-range with regards to ease of setting up. Maximum height comes in at about 48 inches, which is kind of average to tall. Minimum height, which is this kind of configuration here, is about 23 inches, which is fairly tall, so it's not to be used if you want to use it in a really small space, or in this kind of configuration there are smaller stands available. It weighs in at about 2.2 kilograms, which is about 5 pounds. And again, that's kind of average to high end of average. So it's not amazing if you need to carry it around very much. And that all combines into its portability, which I would say is, again, average to poor. It takes a bit of time to put up and take down. It doesn't collapse too small and it weighs a bit, so this is not the choice if you want a really portable projector stand. The type of platform connector it has is this sort of proprietary thing going on here where you have to screw it into the platform, and what that means is you can't use this stand with other audio-visual kit. You can just use it with the supplied platform. We've covered the tilting. The platform itself is just one solid bit of metal, so it is nice and rigid, and it has a lip all the way around to keep your projector in place. It also comes with this foam to reduce vibrations and a couple of elastic straps, so they will hold your projector in place, which you might need if it tilts accidentally. So in summary, I can't really recommend this stand because of the platform tilting issue. I think it's primarily designed for use with things that are lighter than projectors, like perhaps laptops or music books, but it's been advertised as a projector stand amongst other things, so I'm saying don't buy it for that use. Aside from this one major issue, it's actually a decent product. It's fairly sturdy, it looks okay, all that kind of stuff, so if you want to use it as, for example, a music stand, then go ahead and buy it. But I assume you're here because you're looking for projector stands, and from that point of view, it's not a recommendation. That said, if you want to know the current price of this product, check the link below. This is the tripod projector stand by Nordell Stands, and I'm only giving it a 1 star out of 5 review because as far as I'm concerned, it's not fit for purpose if it's been advertised as a projector stand. And that is for one major reason, which is the tilting mechanism. So that's what I'm going to start with. This mechanism here is so weak, as far as I can see, that you cannot rely on it to hold any size projector up. I've tightened it as much as I can, and the projector that I put on still immediately fell off. If you want to see that happening, just check out the single product review for this stand, but if you don't have time for that, just take my word for it. This mechanism here is not good enough to hold a projector up. So, with that said, I'll go through the normal list, starting with sturdiness and will it break. So, having mentioned that particular flaw, the overall level of sturdiness here is actually quite good. The stand is fairly thick, it's made of decent materials. I don't see anything else breaking anytime soon. Looks wise, it's perfectly attractive, nothing special, but it's a decent looking stand. And with regards to ease of setting up, it just comes in 2 parts basically, so it's pretty easy to set up. Maximum height comes in at 46 inches, which is about average, and minimum height, which is the kind of configuration you're looking at here, is about 27 inches, which is quite substantial, so you don't want to try and use this in a small space. Its weight is about 3.3 kilograms or 7 pounds, which is really quite heavy for a tripod projector stand. And all in all, that means its portability is not great. It doesn't fold down too small, it weighs rather a lot, and so it's not the worst stand in terms of portability, but it is far from the best. The type of platform connector it has is a sort of proprietary system here where you slide the platform into place and then screw it up tight, which works perfectly well, but what that means is you can't use this stand with other audio-visual kit. You can just put this particular platform on it. So the platform itself is a large single piece of metal, so it's got great rigidity and it's got a lip going most of the way around it, although as you can see there's enough of a lip missing there that some projectors would actually be able to slide through that. It doesn't come with a vibration reducing mat, and it doesn't come with elastic straps to hold the projector in place. Most stands do, so that's just something to be aware of. So in summary, this is not recommended as a projector stand. The platform tilts ridiculously easily and I wouldn't trust it with even a lightweight projector. It's primarily designed, I suspect, for use with lighter things than a projector, like for example putting sheet music on it. So if you wanted to buy it for that use, then fair enough. But I assume you're here because you're looking for projector stand reviews, and from that point of view I don't recommend it at all. If you want to know the current price of this product, you can check the link below, but I really don't think you want to.